What are your thoughts again about the presence or the lack of education? Because, some have said, okay, look at you, you are a widow, but, perhaps your education, could have, also given you a better standing in the society, and that, grace, so to speak, to heal and to move on, with strength after the death of your husband. What advice do you also give to women in this regard, in terms of, seeing that they at least get some form of leverage in the society where they can have better standing, even after their husbands pass away?
Education is very important, but I must say that it's not ultimate. There are some women that are not educated, but they are resourceful and they are doing well. So if somebody can get basic education, maybe like primary 6 or secondary school, at least you can communicate. You are literate, exactly. Then that's fine. So that, some women will look down on themselves. They say, oh, I'm not educated. That's why things are not okay. No. You don't have to be a graduate or be, as long as you are literate and you can communicate, you'll be fine.
Well, we also know that some people, they are widows, and then the government also, should there be some sort of policies to be able to cater to the well-being of the widows? Because we see the wives of fallen soldiers, we see other people whose husband had contributed to the growth of this country, and then they will find it difficult to access the savings of the husband, maybe in terms of pension, in terms of gratuities, etc. Should there be a policy to criminalize the inability to be able to, to access, the husband's wealth?
Sincerely, I advocate for that very, very much because of what I see. There's a woman that the husband died 5 years ago. Up till now, she has not been able to access anything from the husband's pension and gratuity. It's very frustrating, my dear brother. You need to be there for you to know what these women are going through. I advocate for it. I think it should be very easy for them to access whatever it is that belongs to their husband. And I think also that the government should put some things in place that can help to alleviate the trouble of widows. We have so many of them in our country, so many. We started the widows outreach yesterday. We were supposed to start by 12. By 7 a.m., I had more than 200 widows already waiting in the church. It's very heartbroken. And you see, when you see them come and they take what we give them and they're so excited, they're happy, sometimes I feel like weeping. Thank God I'm okay, I'm comfortable. But many of them are in trouble. They have children, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. And, there are some traditions and culture in our country that should be visited. When a husband dies, the woman becomes a witch. I've had cases where the in-laws come and they pack everything away. I mean everything, including furniture, because they feel the woman killed the husband. I mean, who would kill a husband of 12 years? She should have killed him 12 years ago. And no care for the children, no support. And they will tell you it's their tradition because the woman has only girls. She doesn't have a boy. So she should carry the children and go away. Some of these things should be dealt with. I wish the chiefs and the kingmakers in our various villages and cities look into this tradition and just modify it. Because it's...
I guess it's also part of, maybe the burden that the society also, should also bear in this regard. Because these harmful practices, cultural practices, are usually meted out in the open. And, so why can't people speak out? Why can't the widows themselves also, speak out? I guess you would also say that's the role that,
I'm speaking out for them. See, something happened yesterday.
Yes, there are laws.
There's this woman whose husband died. She had 3 children. And the law of the land is that she must not step out for 1 year, and nobody is helping her. So I told her, you can't sit there for 1 year, not get out. Okay. Go and do something and fend for your children. She said, oh, they will say, tradition, don't go out. I said, if they want you to follow that tradition, then let them give you what you need to sustain yourself and take care of your children. So please, I'm not saying you should break tradition, but you need to help yourself. So do something. So I had to encourage her and I prayed for her. So some of these things, I wish the society can look into it. Even the government, let that be. It can start from the villages and from the kingmakers, from the chiefs, from the local government, and it will go on. And let me tell you, women will be happier. In a country where women are happy, the country will be blessed. Okay. That I can tell you.
We understand that you also, in addition to the program you hold on the 10th, or is it the 12th of December now?
Between 10 and the week before Christmas. Okay. Like I did it 3 days ago. Yesterday. So from 10th to 21st. Okay. Any time that is convenient for me. You know, I'm a pastor, so I have other church programs. So it's not a specific date, but it has to be after the 10th.
Okay, so it's ongoing. Okay, no, it ended. It
ended yesterday.
Yesterday.
Although ongoing, because I have to now put some children in school when they resume. Absolutely. You know, a lot of things are ongoing. But the giving out of the palliative ended yesterday.
I see. How many years now?
This is the 10th year.
Wow. And
I started it two years after my husband died.
Okay, what form of support do you also get, you know, from people?
60% comes from me. Some support comes from the church. And then other people, like Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, you know, just did a crusade. He was doing widows outreach. He gives things to more than 25,000 widows. He did it for many years. So sometimes he gives me support. Like this one, he gave me some rice, some beans, some gari to add to the ones that I had. So I thank God for him. He gave me such little support, but major support is from me because it's my heart, it's my birthday gift back to these widows. And then the church also support and some individuals. I
mean, I'm very happy with what you do and, you know, reaching out, touching lives and all of that. And may God reward you, abundantly for what you've been doing. And this actually stemmed out of the love you have for the love of your life. And, you know, going back in there, let me just take you back memory lane when you met him, I think in a lorry or thereabout, and you didn't want to even see him when the Holy Spirit told you that this is your husband. I'm a journalist. This is your husband, and you were like, you didn't want to see him, you didn't want to look at him, and you had to deliver a letter, you know, to him. Very compulsorily. You waited for like 2 weeks before you did that, and you used to have something on your leg which you prayed for, and you know, from there you also had to contribute the money you were supposed to use to buy your first car to your wedding. And talk to us about the fondest of memories that you have of him, and that led you to doing what you're doing now.
So many memories. My husband was the very first man I met. Like I said, I never wanted to get married, but the Lord said you have to get married. So I got married to him. So he was my first and only love. So there's no comparison. Everything about love, affection, marriage is with my husband. And from the day one we met, we were like this. Wow. You know, some pastors don't allow their wives to contribute to church programs. They just sideline them. They feel they are a threat to them. But for my husband, from day one, I sat with him. He will preach today, I'll preach tomorrow. I never asked to preach at any time, but he will say, Mommy, you are preaching tomorrow. So he actually exposed me more to what I'm doing. So that's the first thing, you know. He's the very first love. So, you know, so that's the foundation. And then the care for me, the love for me also is very important. And when I was going to marry him, like I said, I didn't want to marry him, but he said, please marry me. I said, I don't want to marry a pastor because pastors don't take care of their wives. They say, I will take care of you. I'll take you to the UK. I'll take you to America. I'll take you to Canada. I said, look at this man. I've not even said I will marry you. You're telling me you take me here and there. So we just laughed over it, and eventually I said yes. He actually fulfilled his promise.
Wow.
He was the first person to open the door of traveling abroad to me. Although my father lived abroad many years, we had opportunities to travel abroad, but I was just not interested. My siblings were trying, let me just stay here. But so it took me all over the world, and today I've gone beyond where it took me.
I think it's very instructive. At least I have some takeaways from what you've said now, how, you know, he released you, so to speak, and, you know, gave you wings to fly on, to discover yourself. And look at you now, you know, years after he has passed on, look at you still carrying on strong. But it's Christmas, and so let's have your, let's end on your plans. Okay, we understand that you usually have a regular Christmas Day program that you hold. You were recollecting, you were sharing with us memories from last year's event. So tell us what to expect this year. Okay, so Christmas, 2 years ago, we decided that we would not do Christmas in church. We'll take it out. So we'll do our Christmas service out. Our church is at number 69 Iju Road, Agege. And you know Agege is, you know, popular. Yeah, absolutely. So under the overhead bridge, we just go there with musicians, not preaching as such,
just to make people enjoy. We call it Christmas buzz. So I bring, like last year we had Mike Abdul, we had Sarafina, and we had the choir of the church. So we just come, sing, dance, you know, and then we cooked takeaway food, I think like 2,000 packs. So we share it to the people there, and you see, I dance among them, and I give a short 10-minute sermon because they need to hear about Jesus and invite them to church. And we've had like last year we had like 4 drug addicts that came to give their lives to Christ, and they are changed, they are gainfully employed, they are doing well. So that's my joy, because we are in Agege, we are in the heart of Agege. Abundant Life is big. We have a cathedral that seats 25,000. And it's not full yet, so I need to bring them in to better their lives. So every December 25th, we go there. Like this year, I'm bringing Laolu Benjo and Esther Igbekele. They are coming. They will just sing, we just dance, we just enjoy ourselves. Open air under the bridge. We just dance, we enjoy ourselves, we share food, we share drinks. Not a crusade, because everything is not about hell, fire, and heaven. We need to enjoy ourselves. So we enjoy Christmas, and then I just share the gospel, and everybody, they're all looking forward to it now. Right now under the bridge, the banner is there, all adverts are there, so they're looking forward to it. Area boys already know, OPC knows, police knows, all of them, they know. We are very popular in Jude.
Fantastic.
Because we want to make an impact where we are. It's not just about staying in church. Our community must know that we are there, and we must impact their lives and be a blessing to them.